Let's go. Yo. Get up, nah, I ain't a quitter. Toss me the ball, I'm a really big hitter. Big picture, I'm a straight killer. Rising the song to the highest bidder. Got juice, got gas, I'ma move fast. New shoes, new tracks, like who's that? I'm new, come back, better than last. Yeah, it's a new me, never gonna look back. Never gonna look back. Cause damn, I was built to last. You move slow and I move fast. And that's facts.
What's up, everybody? It's a Tuesday after a Monday Night Football loss by the Chicago Bears. Welcome, Bears fans, and we're all asking the same question: why the hell are we still Bears fans? after another abysmal loss, we still continue to watch these guys and ponder their future and how they can get this thing right. But we have no control over it, so all we can do is watch and suffer at this point. And this is only getting worse before it gets better. But you're here, so that means you give a shit. So that's why I'm going to talk to you about this. If you're going to be here, please hit that like button. Please hit that subscribe button. Get the notifications. Chicago Sports Podcast, Monsters of the Madhouse. Another episode for you here tonight. Kind of a recap of yesterday and just the overall state of the Bears, whatever that means. Man, I'm at a loss. I really am. I'm not sure what to talk about after that game. The Bears lost 30-12. 30-12. Defense held them in that game throughout until they just couldn't anymore. The offense again had a slow start, couldn't get anything going, and the defense collapsed after holding the Vikings, which is a pretty damn good offense, to 13 points in that first half. They kept it within reach for this offense, but the offense was just out of sync for basically the entire game, guys. Caleb was 18 of 31, 191 yards, a touchdown. He was sacked twice. Still no interceptions, which is another positive we can hold on to as Bears fans. As Caleb Williams fans, it's a positive we can hold on to. But honestly, he looked bad to me last night. And that's the first time I'm leaving a game thinking that. Like, I thought it was the worst game that Caleb Williams has played that I've watched as a Chicago Bear. Constantly missing open wide receivers, like they were right in front of him. All he had to do was let the ball go. He held the ball too long. I don't know what he was looking for. He was not prepared to work within this offense the way it looked. Roma Dunze running across the middle of the field wide open. DJ Moore running for what looked like it would have been a touchdown. Wide open. He just missed it. DeAndre Swift in the flat. I mean, just holding on the ball, looking to make some play downfield, but I don't know. I guess he's seeing ghosts, guys, because this offensive line is awful. The protection was awful as usual, and he was just not playing in rhythm. And then when he did make good throws, it seemed like the receivers were just dropping them. Keenan Allen had a couple big drops. Roma Dunze dropped a touchdown catch that would have been a huge play in that game. It was a great pass by Caleb, actually. Like I said, it was like when Caleb was on, the receivers were off, and when Caleb was off, everyone was off. And then you get to the O-line, right? Like, Braxton Jones being out, it really sucks that impacts this offensive line so badly because Braxton Jones really isn't even that good, guys. Braxton Jones is a replacement level left tackle, and he makes a huge difference on this offensive line. I said before the game last night, I would move Darnell Wright to left tackle, see what I got in him. I don't give a shit about the transition being hard or whatever. I mean, you draft this guy in the top 10. And I said it at the time when they traded away the opportunity to draft Jalen Carter and they took Darnell Wright. You don't do that for a right tackle. You just don't. It's another mark against Ryan Poles in my mind. Drafting a right tackle, there's no value there to draft a right tackle in the top 10 of the first round. That's not a guy that's changing your team. So, I mean, like Darnell Wright is good. He's been playing well, but how much difference does a right tackle make on your team versus a left tackle? The value doesn't even compare to me, So I would have wanted to see Darnell Wright at left tackle. And honestly, I wanted Larry Borum at right tackle. And I know that's not a great option. Larry Borum sucks too. But we saw the Karan Amagaji experience last night. And I've been giving this guy the benefit of the doubt. He's been thrown in to some tough situations as a rookie. And I feel like if we're going to give Caleb Williams that leeway as a rookie, we should give it to Karan Amagaji as well. But he just got beat a lot. He was slow getting out of his stance. Got beat to the edge often. Looked pretty solid in the run blocking game, but as a pass protector, it's just not there, man. At least not this year. And there's no way we're gonna know if he is that left tackle of our future in these next 3 games. Not in my mind. I mean, you're gonna see a guy who's overwhelmed still. And if they try him out for the rest of the season, I'm down for that, I think, because like I said, Braxton Jones is nothing special to me. But I don't know what you're going to see from Karan Amagachi that's going to make you feel comfortable not taking a left tackle in the first round. And speaking of that, Bears are currently drafted at number 9. Again, I said this last week, say it again today. Knew the Bears were going to lose this game. Just the question was by how much. We are looking to the future. We should be looking to the future as Chicago Bears fans. How can this team get better? Bears are drafting at 9. Could get a pretty damn good left tackle with that pick, I think, in this upcoming draft. They got 2 second-round picks, a third-round pick. They got their 5th. They got the conditional 6 from Pittsburgh, and they got the 7th. So they got a pretty full complement of draft picks this year. Some good things to work with. Hopefully they continue to lose, and they just improve their draft position in that first round and even in that second round, because we need as much talent as possible on this team in some very important spots. Like I said, I mentioned the O-line, man. I mean, Ryan Poles went and traded for Keenan Allen. He signed DeAndre Swift, drafted Roma Dunze at number 9, drafted Caleb Williams, number 1. You get this good, great future quarterback, and you get these awesome weapons to surround him with, but you don't address the offensive line at all. The offensive line was addressed with Coleman Milton and trading a 5th-round pick for Bates, which is another knock against Poles, guys. That was a terrible trade, has produced nothing for the Chicago Bears team, and just lost them a potentially valuable pick. So, I mean, the offensive line didn't get the attention. So, to me, that's like you get the weapons, you get the quarterback, but you don't fix the offensive line. That's like buying a Ferrari without wheels. I mean, it'll look pretty sitting in your driveway on some stands, but it ain't going nowhere. And this team ain't going nowhere. So that brings me to Ryan Poles. Is Ryan Poles' job safe, guys? Leave some comments. What do you think? Is Ryan Poles safe in terms of his job security? And then the next question is, should it be? Leave that comment too. Do you think that Ryan Poles should feel secure with maintaining this job going into next season? I firmly believe that if this team continues to look like this, it's a roster that he's put together, and they lose out the rest of the season, Ryan Poles could be fired. Ryan Poles could be fired. Guys, the knocks against him just keep adding up. And I don't know how to do that math and fall on the right side of Ryan Poles and thinking that he should have this opportunity. And what it really comes down to, and I've said this before, deciding to retain Matt Eberflus could be the nail in the coffin for his career. It was the biggest decision of his career. Not drafting Caleb Williams. That was a slam dunk, no brainer. Everybody wanted Caleb. That was a decision that anyone could have made. But you had a chance to actually find some good head coaching talent and find a guy that could change this team around, and you stuck with Matt Eberflus. And look where it's gotten you. You fired him this season, but the results haven't been better since. They've been worse. So you set your team up for failure by retaining Matt Eberflus. I mean, retaining Matt Eberflus this year, it's like opening up a great kitchen, a great restaurant. You got an awesome kitchen staff, and you got great ingredients for this really quality food. And then you hire the worst head chef possible. You hire a head chef that only knows how to make scrambled eggs. And so Matt Eberflus made scrambled eggs for 2 years in a row, and Ryan Poles refused to recognize it. And then you think about the fact that trade for Montez Sweat, traded a 2nd-round pick. You could have let him hit the open market. You traded that 2nd-round pick. You forced yourself to have to pay him. You paid him like he's a premier pass rusher in this league, and he's just not. But he impacted that defense last year to the point where they rallied around Flus, right? And the defense got better once you added Sweat to this equation. And that's really what kept Matt Eberflus's job. But it was fool's gold, guys. And Ryan Poles took that bait, hook, line, and sinker. And you saw his expressions last night. I don't think he's feeling very happy about that. You can't go back and redo this stuff. You got to go with your gut. But as fans, we got to trust the people that are in place to have good guts, have a good gut feeling that they follow, where they end up with a guy like Dan Campbell, who, the guy, no matter what, thinks his team's going to win, and he doesn't care how they do it. They win, he's good. Yeah, he doesn't care if he said it earlier today in an interview. If my offense has 50 yards and we win by 1 point, I'll be smiling, because that's what matters, is winning football games. The Bears have lost 8 of those football games in a row. It's a travesty. This organization is in shambles. You let Ryan Poles stick around, and you let him hire a new head coach. Say that head coach makes progress, but this roster continues to have more question marks than answers. Now you're going to be firing your GM, and you got this head coach that you might like, that has promise, right? It could be a really good head coach for where you want to go in the future. Now you're going to pair that head coach that's already in place with another GM coming in from outside. That's just more ass backwards BS that we can't have. I mean, when you hear about Ben Johnson talking about alignment between the GM and the head coach, Bears haven't had it. Bears are definitely not going to have it going into this season. I think hitting the reset button on all this makes way too much damn sense, guys. Makes way too much damn sense. What do you think? That's what I want to know. Leave a comment. Tell me what you think. Should Ryan Poles keep his job? Should he not? I mean, these are some huge decisions that are going to come up in this offseason, guys. Ryan Poles is going to have to pick, and we got to trust him. We got to trust Ryan Poles to make this decision after he retained Matt Eberflus and put this product on the field for this entire season. 4-10, guys. 4-10. Who thought it was going to go that bad? Who was prognosticating that the Bears were going to have 4 wins for the entire season? Going to go 4-13, which is a high possibility right now. Who predicted that? Nobody did, because this roster has more talent than what it's shown on the field. So that's a leadership issue. It starts at the top. It starts with Ryan Poles. So we got to decide, do we trust him to make that next head coaching decision, which is a huge decision, and then make a huge first-round pick? I don't trust him for that. He had Jalen Carter right in front of him. This guy is a game changer on the Philadelphia Eagles. Look at that defense, and look at how big of a part of it he is. Darnell Wright, as good as he can be, he'll never make that impact. So you traded away the chance to draft Jalen Carter with that number 9 pick to the Eagles, and then took Darnell Wright with that 10th pick. I mean, we'll be drafting in that same area this year. Do we trust Poles to make this decision? You take Rome Odunze at number 9 instead of an offensive lineman. Listen, I love Rome Odunze. I think he's a great player, but could we have gone a different direction and it would have been better for this team? Those receivers aren't helping us right now because we can't protect the quarterback, and the quarterback can't feel comfortable in the pocket. So I don't know, man. I don't know. Do we trust him? Leave your comments, guys. Let us know what you think. Do you think that Ryan Poles should retain his job and get to make this decision on the next head coach, and then a crucial draft coming up here and a crucial offseason of free agency with a lot of cap space? Do we trust Ryan Poles to make these decisions? I personally am leaning towards not. I thought he might have deserved a chance, but that's changing. That's changing with every game that they come out and look like they did last night or the week before against a bad 49ers team. Like they're not performing well against good teams. They're not performing well against bad teams. This is just an overall train wreck that Ryan Poles has engineered, guys. Ryan Poles has engineered this. So do we trust him? Leave it in the comments. Let us know what you think. Let Chicago Sports Podcast know what you think. Do we trust Ryan Poles to keep his job and make these choices for these Chicago Bears? Let us know. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Make sure you check out all of our sponsors. TC's World of Wonders. Bridges Scoreboard. Tracks were just out there yesterday. River Street, 4 stars. We were just out there yesterday for the Bears game. We got sponsors for all your needs, guys. Please make sure you come back and join us for our next installment of the Monsters of the Madhouse on Chicago Sports Podcast. I'm Dustin Jones. You can find me at 4 Star Chicago Sports Podcast and here as well every week. We love that y'all show up. We love you for being here. Please make sure you hit that like button, like I said, and we'll get through this. One way or the other, life goes on. It's not all about the Chicago Bears. We all got more important shit to worry about, but it'd be damn nice to see a competitive team in Chicago. And does it start with letting Ryan Poles go? I think it might. All right, guys. Bear down.